This is Mark Henry with Texas Prospects, presented by FridayNightGlory.com. Tonight we have LL Mayer, Brian Gossett, and myself, Mark Henry. Appreciate you joining us. Tonight's special guest is top-rated quarterback here in Texas, Ken Seals, quarterback, class of 2020 for the Weatherford Kangaroos. Ken, how you doing this tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mark. Thank you for the introduction.
I appreciate it, man. Glad you could spend a little time with us. I'll toss it over to LL. She has a couple questions for you. LL?
So, hey, Ken, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You have been very busy this summer, and it looks like you've got a lot more to go. What were your goals for these trips, going to all these camps?
Yeah, well, obviously, there's been a lot of people saying that, it's too much and it's not worth it. But personally, me and my family have been looking at the pros and cons of it. And some goals that we kind of figured out for the camp season is to really just get noticed. And by all different colleges that I've been going to, there's about 16 or 18 different camps that I had scheduled. And the goal for each one is to just see who we can get to know, see who we can get noticed by, and any more contacts we can get. Because the ultimate goal is to get an offer from that school, because that's why you do all the camps. And so obviously, to meet more people, it's all about the people you know. So getting noticed is the biggest part of the camp season. I feel like that it's been going good so far.
Great. So you feel like you're meeting that so far, that goal?
Yeah. I mean,
Great.
So far I've gotten, I think, 4 or 5 offers just off of the camps that I've been attending and gone to. I've been getting some decent interest from the people that haven't been able to see me, and that's really been something that I've been fortunate to have.
Well, you know what? Why don't you let everybody know, just in case people haven't been keeping up on Twitter with you, why don't you let everybody know some of the offers you've had so far?
Well, it started out whenever I was a freshman. I got my first offer from Montana State University, and then started coming in A&M College, UTEP, Nevada. Recently got one from North Carolina State. Today I actually got one from Cincinnati. It's been kind of happening all over the place. I've had a lot of other big colleges, such as Power 5, like Texas and Oklahoma State, have been telling me, they just want to wait for one more season of varsity before they offer. So getting to that film to them next year is going to be a big part of my recruiting process.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, and I am sure if you do as well as it looks like you're doing, they're gonna be calling. So I wouldn't worry too much. But I just have to tell you, I am so impressed as a mother of 2 sons who are 11 and 8. You're a wonderful example, and I want you to know that you are really being a good example for some of these younger kids out there of just getting after it and hustling. So I wanted you to know that. So just we appreciate it, and best of luck to
Thank
you.
you.
All right.
Thank you,
Well, you are so welcome. It looks like I'm going to try one more time to get Brian Gossett on here, and in the meantime, Marcus, you want to go ahead and ask him a few questions?
Sure. Thank you, LL. Ken, I've been following you for a long time. Talk about your regimen to prepare for these camps, and also the recovery after each camp, because sometimes it's back-to-back, and you may skip a day here and there, but talk about your training regimen.
No, absolutely, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't notice, and it's the thing that happens behind the doors, behind the curtains, that people don't see, is leading up to the camp, what I've been doing. And a big part of that has been my quarterback coach, Ryan Roberts, at Keller. He's been a big part of my development, and being a good quarterback. He's the guy that kind of took me under his wings to start out whenever I started really training hard for quarterback in about 5th grade. But leading up to the camps, working out with him 2, sometimes 3 times a week, and then my speed trainer, Mary McGuire, she's the one that gets me in shape. She kicks my butt week in and week out, and that's been a big part too, is getting faster. And she's really done a good job with me and helping me be prepared for camps. And especially, like you said, back-to-back camps, whenever you have to throw, 100 to 200 passes to receivers in a camp and then have to do it the next day, that recovery is really important. And what I've been doing is, as much as I can, icing my shoulder, getting it compressed, and then heating it back up, over and over, 20 minutes a night, maximum, and then taking ibuprofen to alleviate that inflammation that I might have in my shoulder, elbow. It's all a big process, and you got to take care of your body. You see all the pros do it, Like Tom Brady just released an entire guide on how to eat and take care of yourself. And you see him, he's lasting, decades in the league. He's probably going to be there for another 5 years, and he's already been there longer than most players. So it's really a process to treat your body right, and we're making sure we take very important steps to do that.
All right, that's great. Now,
Good for
also
you.
this spring, I thought was real key. Also, that probably is putting you ahead is the relationship you've developed with True Buzz. Talk about playing with those guys this spring and how much that's helped you prepare for your camps.
Oh my gosh, True Buzz has been the biggest blessing in my life that I never saw coming. I know those guys are such high-level talent. They put in so much work and effort, and all those guys are great athletes, great recruits, and they're all high-level, prospects in what they do. Being able to throw to such good receivers like that, it really does get me ready for camp, because sometimes I might not have the accessibility to receivers, as good as I'm going to be thrown to at some of these camps. And being able to have those True Buzz guys there, always ready to throw and always ready to come work out, has been a huge part, and I've appreciated them every step of the way. And also what they do is they do a good job of exposing their athletes to a lot of, colleges and interest. And it's been such a huge blessing that they've been able to get my name out to so many contacts that they have at different universities, and then helping me along this process. And I couldn't be more grateful of the True Buzz family.
Well, great. I think that's really important in an athlete's process is exposure, and you're doing that. Last question, a little bit off the subject, but also important to me because I'm a father also with athletes in my family.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the relationship and the time you're spending with your dad this summer, because he's right there with you as well as the rest of your family. I think that's important for an athlete to be grounded in such a way. So talk about his process and his time with you on going to these camps. And hey, this is a big road trip for him too.
No, absolutely. And I could talk forever about my dad. My dad has done so much for me, the contacting different coaches to making all these different spreadsheets. I'm not lying when I tell you he has an Excel spreadsheet with probably 15 different tabs at the bottom, from sequential dates of camps to overall dates of the camps to which camps and which colleges are going to be at that. It's impressive all the work that he does and the time that he takes out of his day to put towards me. And I'd be sure to thank him after every camp how much it means to me for him driving me out there, paying for a plane ticket, wherever it might be. He's always willing to do it and make that sacrifice, not only financially but in his time. And I couldn't be more thankful of that. And I honestly believe out of any of the quarterbacks that do it, as far as throwing the football in the recruiting process, me and my dad have make the best team out there. We've been together through it the whole time, and he's been a big part of my life, and I really do appreciate what he does for me.
All right. That sounds great, Ken. That's what I thought was happening. Last question. What would your advice be for upcoming guys in your class that are not heavily recruited to follow the footsteps that you're doing? Could you give them a little advice on getting yourself exposed?
No, absolutely. I mean, at one point or another, every athlete wasn't recruited, and I've been there. I felt like there's been times where I've been trying to get interest, but if nothing's happening, I'm just sitting there and no one's noticing me. Getting your film out to college coaches is key. You can go to any college website and most of the time look at their staff directory, and they have their email on there. And what they want you to do with that is to send the link to your highlight reel to that email. So any of the guys out there that have their highlight film and don't know where to send it to or who to give it to, look up the college coaches that you're interested in and send it to their email. And that's a huge part about exposure. Another thing is getting your butt to camp. Obviously, I'm doing it. I'm going to all these different camps. A lot of people frown upon it, and I don't know why, but it's been doing wonders for me, getting myself out there, having the coaches see me, getting able to practice in front of the coaches, and also getting to see the campus has been a huge part. Keep working, doing what you love, absolutely. But, I mean, getting out to camp, getting your film to coaches, and you don't need all the big recruiting sites that, sometimes people tell you need. Save your money, do it yourself, just like I've done.
All right, man. That sounds wonderful, Ken.
That is wonderful. Gosh, you are just so inspiring as well, off the field as on. So good for you.
No, I appreciate it. I love talking about it. So thank you, guys.
We can tell. Okay, we are not going to be able to go to Brian this evening. So, Marcus, if you've got any final thoughts, we're just about finished. Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate Ken Seals taking a moment out of his busy schedule tonight. Ken, Good luck going forward. We'll definitely be there. Friday Night Glory again presents Texas Prospects. And Ken Seals, we appreciate you joining us. I am Mark Henry and also LL. That is Texas Prospects tonight. Have a good night.
Have a good night.